Alright, in this video what we're going to be talking about is how you can insert records into a table straight from T-SQL or the command line, and I'm considering this the command line, right here from SQL Server. However, there's an added twist in this video. Let me show you something with this table. You don't have to always mention every field in a table when you're writing a record. You just have to mention the fields that you're writing. Now, in this particular table called customer types, let's go to design view. If you notice, aside from the key, the only field that's required is this description field, and I'm actually going to change that. I'm just going to put that back because that's not really what I wanted to go over right now. But basically, do you see how in some of these fields, like for visible, if you notice, while description actually, description has a default value, which is basically a blank string. The visible field has a default value of true. The order field has a default value of 9999, and the created field has the current date time as a default value. The modified field has nothing. This display field has nothing for a default value. The reason why that's so important is this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to delete everything from this customer type table right now, and then I'm just going to add one record. I'm going to say insert into customer types, and then I'm going to write values to all 5 of these fields. I'm going to write the term individual in a couple of places. I'm going to set the third field visible to true. The CT order, I'm going to set that to 100, and then the CT created is going to go to the get date. So there we have it. Individual 1, which is really true because that's a bit field, 100, and then the current date time. Now, what's different about that, let me show you the same code but with a little more stuff here. Now this stuff that's in green between the slash and the star and then the star slash, this is commented out. So if I run this right now, it's going to do exactly what I just did on the other screen. But what I want to show you that's a little different is this. Let me uncomment just this next section. Do you see what's different between these two statements? In this one, I'm adding a created field value and then get date. But here, I don't have that, and I'm not putting anything in. But if you notice, it still has a date anyway, and it came a few milliseconds after the first one. The reason why is because this field already has a default value like we discussed. If we go here and go to created, remember, that has a default value, so I don't have to tell the system to do anything with it. Let me show you another couple of things. In each of these cases, I'm going to take out one less row and one less row. So now in this third one, I'm not even going to put the order field. And in this last one, I'm not even going to put the visible. And when I run that, see, it created all 4 of these records, but look, everything has a create date. CT order, since I didn't put these in with the value 100, it took the default of 9999, and then CT visible was always set to true, even in the default. See, if I went back and if I, monkeyed around and changed that to a 0 or something, now it's 0. But see, everything here, the CT modified, that didn't have a default, and we never set that, so we don't really care about that. But see, the benefit of having default values for some of these things is if you don't want to add something in, or if what you want to add in happens to be the default value, then you don't have to do anything. Because, when you look at this code up here versus this code, which would you rather write 10 or 20 times to make a script? Well, probably the shortest way possible that you can do it. So when it's makes sense and it's equitable for what you're doing, then use default values and sort of rely on them.